Hello there everybody, slightly different video today because instead of talking about certain hauntings and certain subjects of the paranormal, I'm going to be talking about Shadow Paranormal itself as an actual group. A little bit about the history of the team, a little bit about different team members who have come and gone over the years, and just generally, an overview of what we've done each year since we first started up back in 2012. Now initially Shadow Paranormal, when I started investigating, wasn't even a thought in my mind. I started actually going out and ghost hunting back in 2011. And to start with, it was just by myself. I didn't, I had a few friends that I went out with from time to time. But actually, the idea of starting up a proper group with, actual team members didn't really occur to me until the start of 2012, when I sort of thought, I'm going out with the same people more or less all the time, so I might as well, start an actual group up. And that was kind of where Shadow Paranormal stems from, really. The name itself, Shadow Paranormal, which again I came up with at the start of 2012. To be honest, to start with, there was no thinking behind it, really. It was just trying to find a name that sounded decent enough, and that wasn't taken by another group. And Shadow Paranormal kind of fit those two criteria. But since then, the name Shadow Paranormal has actually come to have meaning, because what we're looking for is often, we're trying to shine light on the things we don't really know about, ghosts and hauntings and stuff. And at the moment, they're all shrouded in the shadows. They're all, in mystery. We're trying to shine some light on them. So the term Shadow Paranormal now actually has a little bit of meaning, or it's come to have meaning in my eyes. But yeah, to start with, it was just a name that I thought sounded alright and wasn't taken. So the first lineup we had really with Shadow Paranormal, which is when we filmed our first series in 2012, was myself as the lead investigator. We had Carl Gregory as an investigator, Chloe Grace, and my brother Marcus Abram. And it was us four really for the first series. We had a couple of guests investigate with us during that period, but generally speaking, it was just us four. And we continued as us four all the way through 2013. And looking back on it now, those 2 years, the first 2 years of doing this, to be honest, they're probably in a way some of my favourite, because we were extremely inexperienced. We didn't really know what we were doing with ghost hunting and paranormal investigating. It was just trial and error really. But at the same time, we did catch a lot of really, really good, interesting stuff through those years. And like I said, there was a slight naivety about the whole thing, which in a way made it really, really fun. So yeah, those years were fantastic, really. But unfortunately, it came to the end of 2013, and it was merely a case of, because people were going to college, people started getting jobs and stuff. Not all of us could commit to it, so Chloe, Carl and Marcus sort of left the team. Still kept in touch, I still talk to them even now. I still talk to them from time to time. Occasionally we'll head out on a ghost hunt. But they had to leave the team permanently just because of other commitments. So I was left on my own again at that point, going into 2014. And I was at college at the time, and I made a friend there, Sophie, who you probably all know very well by now. And she introduced me to another guy called James. And we ended up doing a small ghost hunt one night in the village of Glemsford. And we actually filmed an episode there. This was kind of at the end of Series 2. We finished filming Series 2, but the episode I done with them was in Series 2. It's the abandoned factory. I'll put a link to it on the screen somewhere now. But after we all met up, it sort of, when Chloe, Carl and Marcus left, it was sort of like, well, I've done an investigation with Sophie and James. We all worked really well together, so why not, I'm on my own now, why not invite them to join me for, continuing Shadow Paranormal, which is what we did for the next series, which was Series 3. But again, the problem was, obviously being at that age, not a lot of people drive. I didn't drive at the time. I had to rely on lifts and public transport, and other things, college commitments and things such as that. James had to leave at the end of that year. Sophie stayed with us, and like I say, she's been with us ever since then, 2013, 2014. But James had to leave, unfortunately. And it was then that Shadow Paranormal kind of took, not a hiatus, not a break as such, but it just kind of went on hold for a little while, because it was just me and Sophie left really, and we were sort of sitting there like, okay, what do we do? Do we just carry on with us two? Or do we, you know, try and get more people involved with the group? Or, you know, what are we going to do really? So the whole of 2015, not a lot happened really. We did a little bit of investigating here and there. We did a bit of filming. But not a huge amount happened really, which is when I came up with the idea of doing little videos on various paranormal topics, which I've got a lot of on my channel now. And it was because we couldn't get out to investigate. I thought, you know, I do a lot of reading on various cases and stuff, so I thought, you know, the Bellman's Faces, for example, why not make a video on that, of everything I've learned? Why not research it, you know, the Enfield haunting, research that and make a video on it. So it was then I kind of came up with the idea to do that sort of thing. Still keep going out and investigating in the field as well, but just, you know, just to keep videos coming up on the YouTube channel. And it was during this period I met a guy called Mitchell who, you know, I was quite good friends with beforehand, and he said he was interested in all this sort of thing. So he sort of came along and we got back on track with filming episodes, and we sort of filmed series 4 then, which, as you've probably seen, was a completely different setup to what we'd done in the past. It was a lot more clean with the editing process. It was just tidied up a lot more, and that was partly down to Nick, who was our cameraman at the time, and he sort of said, you know, he gave me a lot of tips on editing, he gave me a lot of tips on filming, and he just sort of helped tidy up the whole process. And then Mitchell and Nick both left, and again it was me and Sophie left at the end of 2016, and after that James popped back, believe it or not, and that's where we're kind of up to today, 2017, 2018. It's been us three, Sophie, James and myself, and I think now we've kind of settled down, we've kind of got a format that we like, we've got people that are now very reliable, we can all commit to it pretty much 100%. So yeah, I think that's going to be the way it is for the next year or two at least, maybe. We might get another person to join us, we might have, you know, regular guest appearances, but I think for the long run that's really how the show's going to be from now on. So anyway, thank you very much for watching. This has been a video of me waffling on quite a bit, but I hope you've enjoyed it somewhat. Yeah, I'll see you next week for our next video. Take care.